hopefully that's okay. Did everybody get a PowerPoint? Everybody got it? Okay, perfect. Well, like Tracy said, my name is Sarah Agena. I am a registered dietitian. I have been a registered dietitian for just under 10 years now, since 2004, 2005. I love what I do. I love what I do so much that I started my own business this year. So as Tracy said, I am the owner of Flexible Nutrition Solutions. I love it. I get to see great people every day and give great advice and debunk a lot of things. All you guys are smart. You guys, how many is this your first year of the weight race? Okay. Oh, good majority. So, and some of you guys have done this in years past. So a lot of the information is the same. I always tell people nutrition information isn't rocket science, but people tend to want it to be rocket science. I try to make nutrition information as simple as possible because that's how it should be. You know, it should be easy to follow, easy to do, and my motto is everything fits into a healthy diet. You shouldn't be avoiding anything, taking anything out. I eat cookies, I eat hamburgers, I just don't eat 5 of them in one sitting, or I don't eat the whole sleeve of cookies in one sitting. So, and I know that happens. So, but like I said, you guys all are smart. You guys probably know a lot about nutrition. It's just being reminded of those healthy tips and staying away from the trends and what Dr. Oz tells you is appropriate for, you know, the week at a time. So I may reference Dr. Oz every once in a while. He drives me nuts. So sorry if anybody likes Dr. Oz.
He's my main man.
He's your main man. Something. You got to take him with a grain of salt. So, but during my presentation, if you guys want to stop me and ask questions, please do so, because I want this to be for you and not for me. So please stop me, ask questions, even if it's off topic, because I can get back on topic very easily. So I'm going to be clicking through the slides because Tracy's still videotaping it. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, that's what's happening. So, all right. So your slides are going to go down this way. So not across, you're going to go down. All right, so the first slide, planning ahead. So today I'm talking about dining out the healthy way. You guys have great resources and great weekly restaurants that you can go to with a healthy option, which makes it easy. So they have a couple choices that you get to pick. And have they been giving you the calorie range on those? Okay. Because I know, like, was Buffalo Wild Wings last week?
Yep.
Okay. So that had calorie range, or you guys could find calorie ranges online. Players Lounge probably isn't going to have it, but depending on what you guys are doing, maybe if Tracy can give it to me, maybe I can figure out what it is for you guys and send it out to you guys if you want it for next week. So, but the first slide, planning ahead. Think ahead and plan where you will eat. Consider what meal options are available. Look for restaurants or carryouts with a wide range of menu items. So that's what I do when I go out to eat. If it's something like a chain like Buffalo Wild Wings or Chili's or Applebee's, I try to go online and look up their nutritional information prior to going to the restaurant. Has anybody done that before? Do you guys? Do you guys find it helpful?
No, because I'm going to eat what I want to eat.
That's okay. We'll talk about portion control later. So, when you guys looked up some of the ones that you guys are looking up, are you surprised by the calories sometimes?
It's a lot easier to pick something out when you're not hungry versus when you have your friends sitting there and your family members and then even your kids, and they're all influencing your decision. Like, let's get the third appetizer, the fourth dessert, and all that good stuff. So it's a lot easier when you're just there by yourself to pick out something. That's what I find.
That's a good point. It's just like grocery shopping when you're hungry. It's an impulse pick. So if you can go online, look at, even if they don't have the calories online, you can still most likely find the menu items of restaurants, and you can make logical decisions, you know, grilled, and we'll talk about this, grilled, no cheese, you know, sauces, those kind of things. You know, that's a good way to make a smarter choice, is doing it ahead of time. And then again, take time to look over the menu and make careful selections, so that will be helpful. And I always tell people for planning ahead too, when you're picking menu items out, pick menu items that you would probably eat at home. So I say eat like you would eat at home. I know it's no fun.
I go out to have something different.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't want to eat the same thing that I can make at home.
What do you usually choose when you go out to eat? If I'm not putting you on the spot.
I do eat a lot of chicken.
Okay.
That I do.
See?
But you know, I still like my, you know, fish fry on Friday and, you know, that kind of stuff.
Good. And going out every once in a while is good. You know, it's when you're doing it every day. So, you know, you can get away from that concept of, you know, eating like you would eat at home. But if you're making a habit of going out to restaurants a lot just because it's easier and more convenient for you to go to restaurants, that's when eating like you would eat at home is a good rule of thumb. All right, the next slide is, I'll have to remember to do these too. Avoid fried foods and added cheeses, obviously. Eating out often means getting too much saturated fat, cholesterol, sodium, and calories. So that's why restaurant dining is so calorie dense, because a lot of cooks and places will add extra oils, extra fats, extra cheeses, extra sauces to a lot of the menu items. How can you spot dangers? Saturated fats come mostly from meat and dairy foods. Tropical oils like palm oil and coconut oil and butter are also saturated fats. Cholesterol is found in animal products. Primarily the saturated fat and the cholesterol in the foods you eat increase your cholesterol levels. So anything that's an animal product or made from an animal will increase your cholesterol or have cholesterol in it and also contain saturated fats. I was just reading an article in one of my things that came across my docket today where New York City, the mayor is putting a plan together where he's going to try to decrease the sodium found in restaurant items, and he wants to decrease it by 1/4. So New York is just one of those states that just keeps putting these rules on food, which is good. It's good, but I think people will still go out if they want it, they'll find it, kind of thing. But it's nice that they're kind of taking that into consideration. Yes?
Yeah, but I bet you Christy doesn't live there.
Probably not.
Because,
in New Jersey.
because he's cutting back on 32-ounce sodas and salt.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Well, I don't know.
Didn't
how
he pull
big
a
he is,
donut
but
out of
I
his
know
pocket the other night?
Christy's bigger than I am.
Okay, yeah, he's a big guy. I think he pulled a donut out of his pocket the other day. So going into that, spotting high sodium foods. Restaurant foods can be very high in sodium. They do this to flavor the foods, you know, not only just salt, but salt-based spices, like garlic salt. If you are watching your sodium, as many Americans need to watch for foods that are pickled, smoked, in broth, or au jus. Cocktail sauce, soy or teriyaki sauce, and obviously your MSGs. So what kind of typical foods would be the highest in sodium? Well, Chinese, yes. So Chinese is, if you have high blood pressure or watching your sodium, Chinese restaurants probably aren't the best to go to, and we'll talk about Chinese restaurants a little bit later. Look for low sodium soy sauces. I've noticed low sodium soy sauce at restaurants now. And ask that your food be prepared without added salt or MSG. You can always ask for your food to be prepared in a certain way. It's becoming more and more acceptable to do that. Probably 5 years ago, waitresses, waiters would probably just lie to you and say, no, you can't. But it's becoming more acceptable, and I always tell people, if typically I don't make substitutions for you, just tell a waitress or waiter that you're allergic to it, and they'll keep it out for you. So I used to have do nutrition counseling for veterans, and they would always tell me they're allergic to a food, and I'd always say, are you allergic or you just don't like that food? And then they'd be honest and say, I just don't like that food. So, all right, next slide is have a heart. Some restaurants have tuned into heart-healthy eating. They offer low-fat, low-salt, low-cholesterol menu items designated with a heart icon. This is Heart Health Month. I was going through, if you guys want some great recipes and great heart-healthy tips, go to the Heart Association's webpage. They have a lot of great general public friendly handouts that I found on there. With the heart icon, don't confuse it with the favorites icon. That can be a flag for popular fatty choices. One delicious heart-healthy option is a grilled fish fillet, a natural source of omega-3 fatty acids. So fish is heart-healthy. So like I said though, don't confuse the healthy heart icon for the favorites icon. So, and they put it real small at the bottom of the menu, so make sure, or the hot, the little chili pepper. They do those too. So if you don't like hot food, don't mix those two up, because you won't be very happy. All right, next slide is don't be afraid to ask. In restaurants where food is cooked to order, you can make special requests for lighter fare. If you're counting calories or keeping an eye on saturated fat, cholesterol, or sodium, tell your server. Like I said before, special requests aren't as frowned upon these days as they used to be. Ask what's in a dish. Find out how it's cooked. A chef can often prepare food using less oil, no butter, or no added salt. If there's a sauce, salad dressing, or gravy, get it on the side. And then you can dip or skip and use less. So if your server doesn't know what's in the menu item, ask that they ask the chef or the cook or manager for that matter, because some servers may not know what's in a food item, especially if you get a new server who hasn't had the option to try the food item. You may get that more often at a chain type restaurant as opposed to like more home cooked places like Christian's Bistro or something like that. Yeah.
I got another question. What's the difference between salt and sea salt? Because they're pushing a lot of sea salt.
There's no difference at all. Sea salt you're supposed to be able to use a little bit less for the flavoring aspect of it, but sea salt is still salt and it'll still affect your, yep, it's still salt. Yep, just like sugar's sugar. If it's honey, brown sugar, table sugar, so it's still salt. Yep. I think sea salt is, like you said, one of those trendy things, and it confuses the public because they make it seem like it's healthier than regular salt. Yeah.
Isn't the difference just that sea salt is actual sea salt, whereas table salt usually uses the iodized and has chemical additives?
The sodium and chloride.
Yeah. Is that the difference?
Yeah. But that's another thing with the sea salt, though. Not that we have an iodine deficiency, but someone that may not eat a lot of salty foods, it doesn't happen very often, and that's where regular salt comes into play, especially if you have thyroid issues where you may need that extra iodine. So, but it will still affect your blood pressure. So. It just doesn't have the additives, like she said. All right. Clues to unhealthy dishes. Concerned about high cholesterol, diabetes, or losing weight, read menus carefully. Thumbs down, you want to be careful of batter, fried, pan fried, crispy, breaded. What does that all sound like around here?
Yum.
What's going to be coming up popular on Fridays now? Fish fries. Fish fries. So I like that, yummy. It is. I'm going to have to put that next to it, yummy. Breaded, gratin, braised, buttered, cream, escallop. Hollandaise, cheese, cream sauce, butter sauce, or gravy. So you guys all know these things are high in calories. Going back to the fish fry option of it, restaurants are becoming better at offering a baked option. I know baked isn't like your favorite thing, but if baked isn't an option and fried is your only option, what's your suggestion?
Take the batter off.
Yep, take the batter off. Or if you have to have some batter, do half and half. Because that's what I do sometimes. Sometimes I just have to have a good piece of battered fish. So, you know, you usually get 2 or 3 pieces. So I usually do one with all the batter on, and then the rest of them I'll pick it off. And when you pick off the top, you know, the batter part of it, put it on somebody else's plate. So you don't pick at it. Because if it's sitting there, you're going to pick at it and eat it. So sabotage somebody else at your table. Or, you know, put it in in the garbage. Yep.
So how much better are these baked than like the grilled fish when you get it served and it's like soaking in all this butter?
And butter, yep. It's probably not any better. So that's where you can, I know, but that's where you can ask for them not to do it in butter. Yep, because they can grill it just as well without the butter. Just half the time they're putting the butter on it after it's cooked. So you can ask for it not. And if it's the first time going to that fish fry, ask them if they do, because I've made that mistake before, where I've got big fish and it comes all drowned in butter. I'm like, dang it, I forgot to ask for it.
Yeah, I didn't even know that it was going to come that way, and then the next time, I mean, the plates would be full.
Yeah, and you can always, you know, what I've done in the past too is I've asked for an extra plate then, and then taken the fish off the plate and kind of handed it down. So at least like it's not laying in the butter and you're kind of scooping it as you go. So if you have to ask for a separate plate, that saves you some grief. So that's the question.
Aren't you worried about asking for all these different things and the horror stories that you know? My daughter had a hamburger the other day and she asked for it medium well done and it came out mooing. She goes, it's not going back because you know what happens if that would be my concern.
Yeah, I think restaurant standard, I know there's that horror story, if you guys have ever seen Waiting in that movie, that's a really bad movie, so don't watch it. But I think people are better about asking for requests, and chefs and servers are better at getting those requests, because customer service is becoming more important for people to come back, because restaurants do have that. There's so many restaurants out there. You know, it's one of the biggest growing industries in the world. So you know, restaurants have to set that higher standard of customer service. Otherwise, you wouldn't come back. So yeah, don't be afraid that that's going to happen.
Can I ask one more question?
You can ask as many questions as you want.
Last week, and Tracy asked somebody about the potato thing going on Thursday night.
Yep.
Where you got free potatoes and butter and sour cream and all that goodies.
Yep.
And you put all that on. Did anybody go?
I went.
You went?
Yes.
I got smart. The weather said don't go.
I went, so it was very good.
But it is good. I mean, it's just.
It is good. It was the potato feed for the fundraiser for Farm Shed. Yeah, so it was last Thursday. So if I would have been here last Tuesday, I would have really promoted it. So it's a good event. So, and the potatoes are within good portion size. It wasn't like a humongous potato. It was about the size of my fist. So that's what you're looking for in a potato size. All right. Some clues for healthy nutrition. Grilled chicken versus fried chicken. I know, boo. Broiled fish versus fried fish. When dining out, look for possible code words to healthier foods with less saturated fats, such as baked, broiled, or grilled, poached, roasted, steamed, in its own juice, or garden fresh. So those are some of the food items that you guys want to look for on menu items. And menus are getting better and better where they are making and denoting these things, because they do realize people are wanting healthier food options these days. All right, next slide is cutting fat can help weight loss. Ask your server about healthy substitutions, such as a vegetable or fruit instead of French fries. So again, you know, I'm noticing more and more restaurants are offering this as a side and not even charging extra for it, which is wonderful. Skinless chicken that's broiled instead of fried. Low-fat milk for your coffee instead of cream. No mayonnaise or bacon on your sandwiches. I know, again, boo. Or you can ask for it on the side and then put it on yourself, because a lot of times when they do mayo or cheese, it's like At Subway, when somebody in front of me asks for mayo and they take that big squeeze bottle and just go over the whole thing, I'm like, no. Yep.
So like at restaurants that offer apple slices, but they're in the bag, we all know that apple's brown naturally when cut. So what are they doing? Maybe you don't know, but like, how much healthier is it taking those apples with those added chemicals in it?
What I should look at the back of the package. So like at Subway,
Yeah.
on the back of the package it should say what they're adding to it. Typically it's lemon juice or some kind of citrus spray that they put on it. So not bad if that it's just that. And I should look at the back of them. But if you look at the back of those Subway things, it should tell you what's on it.
So if you can't pronounce it, you probably shouldn't eat it?
Probably true. Yes. And if it's something citrus related, they'll have in parentheses citric acid,
Okay.
you know, something like that. So, yeah. But those, it just depends on what your goals are. If you're trying to avoid chemicals and all that stuff and not worried about calories, you know, the apple slices with some sort of chemicals on it's going to be better than probably French fries, calorie-wise. So, and the French fries are probably fried in something not so great for you either. So, but good question. So salad dressing. Okay, yep. And then sauces or dressings served on the side. So that's key. I made that mistake at have you guys? Grazie's has been on your guys's. What'd they have for Grazie? This week. It's this week. Okay. I was there last week and I made the mistake of forgetting to ask for my salad dressing on the side, and I forget how much they put on there. So. I always forget. Hey, how are you?
You just ate a bag of apples.
Oh, you're awesome! You're the best. I knew you were here for some reason. All right. It says apples, calcium, ascorbate, a blend of calcium and vitamin C to maintain color. So calcium ascorbate. So calcium with the citrus acid. So not bad. And the calories on this is, oh, it got ripped off. So probably like 65. Calories. Thank you. That was like perfect. Bye, you guys. Have fun. All right. The next slide is no substitutions, no problem. What if your server says absolutely no substitutions? Try these 4 tips. Ask that the fries be left off your plate. If you can't substitute like a salad or something like that, ask for them not to even come, because again, like the fried pieces, I'm the same way. If I have French fries anywhere near me, even if the person across from me eats it, I'll sneak them off their plate. So ask for them just not to even come. Peel the skin off of fried chicken, just like fish. Peel the batter off the fish. I do this with rotisserie chickens. When I get rotisserie chickens home, I peel the skin off them right away and just get all the meat off it and put it in a separate container and throw the rest of it away. So I don't even have that available to me. Skip the butter, and then drink tea instead of coffee with cream. This would be like if you're at an event or something and there's nothing else available. All right, don't eat it all. You guys probably all heard this. Restaurants serve huge portions. If you're counting calories or monitoring blood glucose, don't eat it all by yourself. And I had a great picture. I went to dinner or lunch with my mom last week down in Milwaukee to Mitchell and Schmidt. It's a fish place, and thinking that the portions would be relatively small because it's a fish market. I got walnut crusted tilapia. The piece was this big. It was huge. So I probably had 2 servings, maybe 3 servings on my plate. So of course I didn't eat it all. I wanted to, but I had them plated up right away. So restrain yourself and take a box home. Have them box it up right away. Or even before it comes to the table, if you know that the portion is going to be big, you can ask them to plate up, half of it in a box already before it even comes to your table. Share with others at your table. If you and your friend or significant other like the same kind of food items, you can share a plate. And a lot of restaurants will do plate splitting without the extra fee now. They used to charge like $1 or $2 to split the plate. I don't know why. It doesn't take them any more effort to split it. Like I said, ask your server to box up half before bringing the meal out. order the small or child-sized portions. Some restaurants don't let you do the child. I don't know why. I haven't been able to find.
A place you could do that.
No, you usually have to be like 14 and under or 12 and under to do the kids.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, but some restaurants like Grazzi's are doing the small. They have like a small and a large portion. So always go to the small. Same with Noodles. Noodles has a small and a regular portion, and the calorie difference between the small and the regular is pretty significant. So, and then order an appetizer in place of a main course. I do this a lot because, especially if they don't have side items that are healthy, I'll just do an appetizer. Knowing that I don't want side. I do this at Mexican restaurants a lot because I don't like rice and beans. So I'll pick from the a la carte item or I'll pick from the appetizer. And with the appetizers, you're getting usually a smaller portion. You're not getting all those extra side items. Like I said, a lot of restaurants are starting to develop 500 or under calorie items as well. Grazzi's has that now, I think. I think they just launched it within a couple weeks. I'm going there tomorrow night, so I'll check it out. But I think they do have a 500 calorie or less menu. Chili's has it, Applebee's, and Fazoli's. Fazoli's is, and McDonald's. McDonald's does it now. McDonald's actually, they have the menu, the calorie items right on their boards now, which is awesome. It's great that McDonald's is taking that initiative. I don't know if it stops people from ordering still the Big Mac with large fries and all that, because they've had their nutritional information on their boxes and products for a couple years now. I don't know if it strays people from making smarter choices or not. So probably not. Yeah. Yes.
They have one of the friendlier websites too, where you can look at a sandwich and check mark ingredients. Yep. And it'll automatically recalculate everything.
Yep. And a lot of fast food places are starting to do that. I know you can do it with, I think, Hardee's, McDonald's, I know, and maybe even Wendy's, where you can kind of pick and choose your menu items, and it lets you play around with the calorie level. So that's going back to if you know you're going somewhere for lunch or dinner, playing around on their nutrition information. Because a lot of the times, I've done it before, I've ordered something and then inputted it after the fact, like in my fitness pal, and I've gone, oh no, what did I just eat? So knowing ahead of time is helpful, because there's a lot of hidden things in restaurant food items.
What happens when you're not a nudist and you like dressing?
You're not a nudist and you like dressing. Still get it on the side. You know, and dip the fork with the salad. You know, so you get a little bit of dressing.
She does that, not me.
Try it. And then you ensure that you get salad dressing on each piece of your, each lettuce piece. So, because sometimes if you put dressing on it, sometimes lettuce pieces get missed in there, so.
And another thing I found out, there's a couple of restaurants in town that if you get an extra plate, it costs you $2 for the plate.
Yep, it does.
And if you get it to gopher box, they charge you 50 cents for a gopher box.
Some places have been doing that for to-goes. They're just trying to cover their costs, and food prices are rising. So they look at doing those kind of things as opposed to raising the price of menu items to try to, compensate for the rising price. If you don't eat it,
they throw it in a garbage can.
What was that?
If you don't eat it, they throw it in a garbage can.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't read that.
And that's what I do. That's one of my tips that I tell people too. And I know this is not a wasteful area. And it's hard it's hard when I tell people this tip because they look at me like I'm crazy. But if you're at a restaurant and you don't want it boxed up, or you're out of town and you don't have refrigerator space, have them take the plate away. And yes, it's wasteful, but you'd rather have those calories in the garbage than on your waist. So be wasteful so you're not wasteful. So, see, you guys always remember that one. That was my bad joke for the night. Let's see, we are on lean choices. If you're counting calories and saturated fat, hamburgers, ribeye, porterhouse, or T-bone steaks don't score well. These are just fattier cuts of meat. You can still eat them, but they're fattier cuts and they come in bigger portions. That's why they're looked upon as more calorie dense. Thumbs up, barbecued or grilled chicken, pot roast, or meatloaf. London broil, filet mignon, flank steak, sirloin tip, and tenderloin. There's your red meat items. So, and I do promote lean beef because I am the dietitian for Wisconsin that represents beef now. So I do like beef. Beef fits well in a diet. And then you got seafood, boiled shrimp, oysters on the half shell. There's not a lot of places here where we can get those kind of food items. Mussels are good. Any kind of seafood's good as long as it's not drenched in butter. Yeah.
Isn't shrimp really high in cholesterol?
In the portions that we usually eat shrimp in, it's lower in calories, and yes, it is a little bit higher in cholesterol than, let's say, like a tilapia. But you're still getting the heart health benefits. But we don't eat enough shrimp. Like usually it's in a smaller portion than what 3, 4, 5 ounces are. So it kind of equals out. Yeah, that's kind of a roundabout way to answer that. All right, now we get to the some of the food-specific restaurants. So healthy Chinese food. There is healthy Chinese food. Thumbs down. You want to stay away from egg rolls, egg drop soup, fried wontons, anything fried. I know those are. Oh, I'm hungry. I know. I'm gonna make you guys all hungry. Lo mein, Moo Shu, General Tso's chicken, sweet and sour pork, and fried rice. So that's the thing with Chinese restaurants we talked about before. They're higher in sodium, and a lot of their meat items are breaded and fried. But some of the healthier options are steamed or stir-fried seafood, chicken, bean curd, or vegetable dishes, and brown rice. And if you're confused on the menu item, if it's breaded or fried, you can always ask them. Beef, I always go with a beef or a shrimp, knowing that it probably won't be breaded. Most of the chicken items are breaded, so I just play it safe in that way. And like I said before, if possible, ask the cook to use less oil, soy sauce, and MSG, because they can cook it without MSG, because a lot of people do have reactions to MSG, so they're more apt to doing that.
What about the hibachi part?
In what aspect? Like, is it healthy for you, or?
Versus all the fried stuff.
Hibachi is relatively more healthy than the fried stuff, and hibachi you can ask them to cook it in less oil or not even oil at all, because a lot of that stuff with the hot grill, you don't need any oil on it. So yeah.
What about sushi?
Ooh, I love sushi. Sushi is good for you. Just have to be careful with the roll ones, because even though it doesn't look like a lot of rice, all that rice in those rolls adds up to more than 1/4 of a cup, which is a portion of rice. If you're doing like sashimi, where it's just the fish itself, yeah, good for you. Another thing with the sushi rolls is sometimes they put like that spicy mayo on it. Some of those sauces are calorie dense, so you can always ask for it on the side or not have them put it on it at all. So yeah, no, sushi is good for you. I like sushi. All right, my favorite Mexican food. At Mexican eateries, dining out is a party. But beware of the lard and cheese. They cook a lot of things with lard. Refried beans has lard in it. That's why I don't typically ask for the refried beans. Thumbs down is chips. I know, you always get chips. And you know what, you can ask for them to bring a smaller portion. I know they come out before, or you can just have them take it away. Because if those chips are sitting there, they're gone. Yep, just like the Grazie's bread. But Grazie's is getting better. They don't bring you as much bread as they used to, I've noticed. So, fried tacos, refried beans, quesadillas, and chimichangas. These are all fried, cheesy type items. And something like a quesadilla, you can ask for them to just add less cheese or no cheese at all. It just won't stick together like a normal quesadilla. Yeah. I know, I'm no fun. They're loaded with saturated fat and sodium. Thumbs up, start with black bean soup or grilled shrimp. Share chicken or shrimp fajitas. Fajitas are great to share. They're typically meant to be shared or take home. Tried grilled shrimp or fish with fresh salsa, chili verde, or chicken. So, and like I said before, I order from the a la carte menu a lot. I know El Mezcal has a great a la carte menu where I can add, just order a steak burrito. It costs me $3, so it's even really cheap meal. And you're not getting extra beans and rice on the side, and it's a smaller burrito than the regular. All right, healthy Italian food. Pasta is the essence of Italian dining, but it can be a saturated fat and cholesterol disaster. Thumbs down, creamy, cheesy sauces like Alfredo, fried calamari, or pasta stuffed with cheese, I know. But thumbs up, light sauces like Primavera. So any sauce with a lot of vegetables is good for you. Marsala, wine mushroom, and beef stock. Marinara sauce or clam sauce. Clam sauce, yeah, I like clam sauce. It's a red sauce. And you can have minestrone for starters or a side salad as opposed to garlic bread or any kind of bread in that matter. So the thing with Italian food is just we never get the portion size of pasta that we should be eating. A portion size of pasta, does anybody know? I said it with rice before. What was it?
Quarter of a cup or fourth?
Yeah, quarter of a cup. It keeps going down. It used to be half a cup. Now it's a quarter of a cup. I know. It's like that on your plate. So you usually get like 4, 5, 6 servings for pasta. So that's why getting Marsala or like a vegetable sauce where you can load the vegetables in it, then it doesn't look so measly on your plate. And restaurants give you a lot of pasta because pasta's cheap. Yeah. It's cheaper than doing vegetables. So, I got here. How can pizza be on a diet? Follow these healthy eating tips. Order a thin crust as opposed to thick crust. Pile on the vegetable toppings and skip the meat. Ask for extra sauce and half the cheese. When I lived in Indiana, there was a pizza place that was called the Mean Lean Pizza, it was called, and it had mostly chunky tomato sauce on it and just a sprinkling of Parmesan cheese. And I liked it just as much as like a big cheesy pizza. So, haven't found a place around here that does that yet though. Start with a salad. I always tell people if you're gonna eat pizza, start with a salad because hopefully it'll create you to eat less pizza. So start with a big side salad and then maybe eat 1 or 2 pieces of pizza. And like I said, stop after 1 or 2 slices and take the rest home. Because pizza leftover is pretty good. All right, and then we have healthy fast food. Thumbs up, grilled chicken, chicken fajita pitas, turkey sandwiches, baked chips, or frozen yogurt. Like Subway, you can get baked chips. I don't like baked chips, I think they taste crummy. So I get the yogurt parfaits instead at Subway. So again, fast food is starting to have healthier options for you, like cut up apples, mandarin orange. I think Wendy's has mandarin oranges, baked potatoes. Thumbs down, jumbo burgers, fried fish, sandwiches, fried chicken, tacos, french fries, potato chips, milkshakes, cheese, mayo, and bacon. That doesn't take everything out of there. Final course, limit the amount. You feel so much better after not eating all that stuff. How many people feel crummy when they eat like a fast food? Yeah, you feel kind of sluggish, and it's like mayo. It's like mayo running through your system. It's nice and sluggish, so the bacon fat, nice and sluggish. So fast food, that's why we limit fast food, because it makes you like that. Final course, limit the amount of alcohol you drink. Alcohol tends to increase your appetite and provide calories without any nutrients. So if you have to have an alcoholic drink during dinner or when you're out, just limit it. Or plan for it, and that's what I say. Tempted by sweets, either do an alcoholic drink or do a dessert. I always say pick one or the other, and not both. With alcoholic drinks, also, I tell people to switch off from an alcoholic drink to a non-calorie drink like water or if you have to have a diet soda's fine. So, you know, just try to limit the alcohol, just because those calories add up pretty quickly. And then tempted by sweet, cream and desserts, order one dessert with enough forks for everyone at the table to have a bite. A lot of restaurants are doing a good job at offering those little desserts. Those are perfect, 'cause that just gives you a little bit of a taste, something that you're looking for at the end of a meal. So I like that they do that. More fast food restaurants are offering creamier desserts now, though. I was going by the Arby's and they have a lava cake now. So try to avoid those kind of things. Or plan for it in your meal. Again, if you have to have an alcoholic drink or a dessert, maybe skip the bread at the front end of your meal, or skip the appetizer. Yeah.
Now, my wife cheats. She reads about the menus and the calories and stuff. And my favorite meal is at the Olive Garden for their seafood Alfredo fettuccine.
Uh-oh.
And it's only got 3,000 and something calories.
Yep.
Yep. And she said, I'm not allowed to have it.
Oh. Maybe if you cut it down by a fourth, you can have it. So you can have a little portion. So yeah, that Alfredo sauce adds up quite a bit of calories. So yes.
I have a question about snack crackers.
Snack crackers.
Yeah. You know, crackers and cheese, you're gonna have a few before dinner. What would you recommend is the healthiest, most nutritious?
I'm a Triscuit fan.
Yeah, okay.
Just because they're really crunchy and they're dense. A serving of Triscuits is only 7 crackers though, so you know, you can eat any cracker, you just have to be aware of the portion control and not eat out of the box. Yes. So portion them out, and I'm okay with grabbing what I need out of the box, but if you're not, you can, you know, when you get the box home, pre-portion them into those little snack baggies, so you only grab that snack bag instead of the whole box. So, yeah.
So that's better than like a wheat thin.
Wheat thins are okay too. You get like 16 wheat thins. So if you're looking for volume, yeah. If you're looking, are you amazed that I know? Yeah. You start to remember these things when you look at things enough. But yeah, if you're looking for more volume, you may want a wheat thin. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you of the if you're counting calories for the day, don't count the fruits and vegetables, eat all the fruits and vegetables you want?
No, because those adds up. Those add up. That's the Weight Watchers theme, isn't it?
Yeah.
No. Yep. No. A serving of fruit is 60 calories. So not significant in calories like a protein or a grain, but I mean if you're eating 5-6 servings of fruit a day, you know. Yeah, your sugar
more than 60 calories.
Yeah, if you get the big banana, it's about 90. It could be 90 to 110 calories. So yeah. Vegetables are 25 calories per serving. Vegetables I kind of do say are freebies, because I don't think anybody can go overboard with vegetables. If they're high in fiber, they fill you up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't they tell you to eat at least 4 to 5 pieces of fruit a day?
Yep. 5. The rule of thumb is 5. Either 5 fruits or vegetables, or a combination. So at least 5. I tell people try to eat a fruit or vegetable every time you eat. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and your snacks. Yeah.
I used to have a dietitian. I got a left hand operator.
Okay.
And I had a dietitian, and she got mad at me because she did, I call it grazing.
Okay.
You know, you eat everything on a plate, only just take your time eating it.
Yeah, I like that. And that's typically Americans do that. We inhale our food. You know, and that's what we do. I watch people in restaurants, and I watch how fast and quickly people get in and out of restaurants. It's pretty quick. It's, you know, depending, especially Mexican restaurants, because you get your food real quick. You can be out of a Mexican restaurant in 30 minutes. It takes, you guys have probably heard this, 20 minutes for the brain to register that your stomach is full. So when you're out, dining out, enjoy the experience, enjoy the company that you have. Take your time eating, set your fork down every time you take a bite. And I tell people, it's probably going to be hard to count your chews when you're talking to somebody, but you should chew your food about 30 times before you take another bite. So, yeah.
I never get very many tips.
That's all right. Yeah, that's all right. I was a server once in my life, and it's all good. So, just tip them very well. What else do you guys got for me? Any other questions? Did you guys find that helpful? Yeah.
You know, like we were talking about Weight Watchers, about, you know, the diet soda.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't diet soda full of, have a lot of sodium in it?
Actually, it shouldn't have too many. Yeah, it shouldn't. I think it's really low. Diet soda has practically nothing in it.
You want to see?
Yeah, thank you.
There it is again.
Awesome. You guys are all over this. 35 milligrams. So it's like 1% of your daily value for a 2,000 calorie diet. So really low. I know I get that diet soda question asked me all the time. Because some dietitians will tell you that diet soda is really bad for you. But if I can get someone from drinking regular soda down to diet soda, you know, at least you're saving yourself the calories. And if you're drinking one diet soda a day, it's not that big of a deal. It's if you're drinking 5, 6, trying to keep yourself awake kind of thing where it becomes a problem. So, yeah. Good question. Yeah.
How much caffeine in a day do you think we should stick to? I'm a night shifter, so
Okay.
I sip on coffee all night long.
Typically, they say if you can stick to 1 cup of coffee a day, yeah. I know it's hard. You know, do you do it more for the caffeine aspect of it, or just because it's there?
No, I do it for the caffeine.
Okay. You can try mixing, doing like half decaf and half regular, to kind of try to wean yourself off. But yeah, if you can do 1 cup, yeah, 1 cup a day. Yeah, and that's another, you know, energy drinks are a very fast growing industry as well. I was just reading another article today regarding how people are now mixing energy drinks. So they're doing like a 5-hour energy with a Red Bull. Whoa, my heart would explode if I drank both of them. But yeah, people are having adverse side effects. So yeah, too much caffeine, you know. But if you're doing a couple cups of coffee a night.
Just don't be on decaf and decide you're gonna go out to eat or whatever and have 3 or 4 cups of regular.
Ooh, yeah, that'll give you
You're buzzing.
Yeah. See, caffeine doesn't really affect me, so I'm just always like this.
Instead of that diet soda, I know my wife was in the store and buys these little slivers and you open them up and pour it in the water.
Oh yeah, like little Crystal Lights. Mm-hmm. Those are okay. Those are, you know, again, I drink those because sometimes I just need something different than water. So I use those little Crystal Light or the generic Crystal Light packets. So yeah, those are okay. If you don't have some people have adverse side effects to sugar substitutes. So if you get headaches or stomach problems from those, obviously don't use them. But if you don't, but if your rule of thumb is to try to stay away from as many processed or chemical things as you can, then you may not want to do those kinds of things. So, yeah. Yes.
What about beef jerky?
Beef jerky, I love beef jerky. Beef jerky is a really good snack if you don't have to watch for your sodium. So if you have blood pressure problems, or your doctor has told you to stay away from sodium or salty foods, stay away from beef jerky because it will be high in sodium. But beef jerky is very low in calories. It makes a great snack option, especially if you have like a salty side to you where you need something salty. Beef jerky is perfect. Yeah. And turkey jerky will be a little bit lower in calories, leaner. What was it?
Venison jerky.
Even better. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I forget. I keep forgetting. I'm from Milwaukee, so I keep forgetting how big of deer hunters you guys are up here. So yeah, venison is a very, very lean meat. So yeah, venison's good. Any meat is lean as long as you're trimming off the fat. If you can see visible fat. I finally realized, I didn't know what back straps were. I learned what back straps were last week, so I was hanging out in the country. Anything else, you guys?
I bet you don't recommend one bit about going over to Golden Corral, do you?
No! Do not go there. Buffets. I didn't talk about that, but buffets. If you guys can stay away from buffets, stay away from buffets. They're just a disaster waiting to happen. I've never stepped foot in a Golden Corral.
Well, the only thing that I found out, and I'm a truck driver formerly, and I've been to all kind of buffets all around the country, and I found out one thing about a buffet. You never see a person like you eating there.
Yeah,
That's true.
that is true.
Skinny.
That's true. I had a friend that liked CC's pizza, those pizza buffets.
Yep.
And I'd get dragged there every once in a while, and I couldn't sit there. It wasn't the grown-ups necessarily that were eating those foods. It was the children that were eating those foods and having those bad habits instilled on them that drove me crazy. So.
The buffets used to cost $3 or $4, and I'd eat 12. And I eat 12, and I can't eat 3.
You got your money's worth. See, now you're having to backtrack and make up for all the extras that you did. So, well, thank you guys for letting me speak. And I hope you guys got something out of it. So, I have brochures and my cards. If you guys want to take them to contact me later, go ahead. If you guys have questions, anything, shoot me an email. I don't mind getting emails. I love questions, even if it's about Dr. Oz. So I'll leave those up here so you guys can grab those, and thank you so much.
And that's all we have for you guys. So if you have any questions, she'll be here for a little bit longer. Otherwise, drive safely.
What do you think about all these supplements that are being